Yep. We in the house.
Right. I know you guys know who that is. I pity the fool. It sound like that? Mr. T.
Mr. T.
Yeah, I'm the youngest guy here, but what's going on? This is a God and Cru Podcast.
With the Mac D.
We got
CK in the house tonight.
Yeah, special guest
Nasty
CK.
man hanging out with you.
Uh-oh, what that mean?
Nasty man, that's what I do, man.
Wow.
Get nasty with it, you know. Whether it's the turntables, the basketball, whatever.
Okay.
You know?
Oh, yeah, that's right. He used to be a coach, right?
Yes.
Let our guests know a little about yourself.
All right. CK, I was Chris King. Spent 7 years in the summer camps at Christ the King coaching, and a year with Lemco with the freshman team. I had the Allen AME girls AAU team for 7 years, and we were breaking up everybody that wanted to get in the way.
I hear that.
Right here.
We were running the offense that looked so good when Golden State started running it. It shocked everybody. Sorry, Mark Jackson. Wish you still had a job.
Oh,
I'm gonna talk about you tonight.
You should take over his position.
No. They don't want me on the mic.
I hear that.
No. They don't want me on the mic.
So, who you going for now in the playoffs?
Well, I'd like to see somebody beat Golden State, but you have to know how to play a full team defense at every position, and not just play individual defense, but you have to know how to play a zone matchup where you match up individually and you zone out collectively in the area where the ball is.
A zone matchup and it's man-to-man. You say man-to-man plus zone at the same time?
Well, it's a matchup zone. I could say it like that because what we're doing is what I do is I can run a man-to-man 5x5, right? And I'll play it half court. I don't like to press because it tires your team out. It's actually unnecessary because what you want to do is when you play defense to take the ball or block a shot. You don't play defense to just slow people down. You play defense to take the ball. So the defense that I run, it's runs a trap.
Yeah, it's a lot of trap.
When the ball gets near two people. So for you to run a ball screen against one of my teams, that's just going to cause you trouble because the person that's coming to screen will not be able to slip the screen because he's going to be physically challenged. And then the offensive player with the ball will be mentally challenged because those two players will be trying to take the ball. And when they try to take the ball, the other players will do what I like to call a triangle out. I don't like to explain it to too many people because this stuff is worth money, man.
Yeah, man.
I want somebody to invite CK to the house.
Wow.
You know, I need me a
write a book,
university.
I know,
you know?
right? Get one of them universities.
Because, you know, what it is I noticed that people think they know the game and they think they know people. But in order to know people, you have to understand the psychology of a person. And you have to be able to show them how to be great at what it is they want to do. And I haven't met anybody playing a game or doing anything that didn't want to be great at what they were doing. I mean, I remember as a kid, we played jacks, man, and I wanted to win, man.
Wow.
And everybody in my family was older than me. I couldn't even win at jacks, man. So
I don't think some people know what that is.
all right, that's when
I know what it
you
is.
all right.
Or the ball in the bunch of
Even
them.
if you're throwing, even if you're pitching quarters, man, or nickels, you know, you want to win. You know,
You want to win in Skelly too?
Scully, spades, ace of spade is guaranteed.
Uno.
Poker, you know, 5 cards. You
That's
know,
crazy.
Even high draw. You know, you know, you pulling 2 cards. Everybody's pulling the card. You want to draw high. You want to be the winner.
I hear that.
So the thing is, when you are working with people, you want to teach them how to be great at what they're doing, not just be good. Anybody could be good. Anybody could be mediocre. But when you want to be better than other people, you want to stand above. I explained to a young man just graduating high school this year that when he decided that he wants to play this game of basketball and be really, really good at it, I want him to play like a pro, like an NBA All-Star. So I'm not talking about just any NBA player.
Right.
I'm talking about playing like the best of the best.
The James.
You know,
King.
well, what's so great about him? He takes good care of his body. He eats right. He makes sure he stretches out all the time, so he's never really injured because he stretches.
Right.
You know, that's most people don't want to understand what yoga really is.
That's part of your program.
And yes, definitely. I teach players how to run and breathe.
That's hard to do.
Because breathing controls your heart rate. So when you learn how to run and breathe, you don't really get tired when it's a practiced event. But until you get used to doing it, you'll see guys in the NBA, they're winded. Why? Because they're not taught how to run and breathe. You know, you see guys run up and down the court, and you never see football players get tired.
Really, and they be 300 pounds.
They get angry. They don't get tired.
Wow.
They get angry.
That's true, you know.
You know, even the big fellas,
Yeah,
Warren
that's true.
Sapp. You know, like I said, I talk about the best of the best. When I look at what I want to be, when I studied basketball before I went to high school, I studied Tiny Nate Archibald. I studied John Havlicek. John Havlicek never got tired. God bless his soul, because he just left us. You know, he's resting well. I studied Marcus Haynes and Curly Neal. Metal Mammon never missed. The best players in the world weren't even in the NBA. They played for the Harlem Globetrotters.
Yeah.
Wilt Chamberlain played a year with the Harlem Globetrotters before he went to the NBA, and his team ended up being so good in Philadelphia, the Warriors, that they decided to ship the team to the West Coast so they wouldn't have to fight against Boston anymore, because they were about to do Boston lovely, and there was nothing they could do about it. There was nothing they could do about it. So what we shipped the team, and Wilt Chamberlain said, I'm not from there. I'm not going over there to play. I signed to play in Philadelphia with the Warriors. The Warriors are no longer in Philadelphia. I'm a free agent. And he and Oscar Robertson actually set up the beginning of free agency in the NBA. And most people don't
say that
know,
again, so the kids them can get that.
Most
they don't
people
know that.
don't know how valuable Oscar Robertson was to the NBA. This was a man that was, I could say he was tortured just like Jackie Robinson. Went to school in Kansas. Like, black cats in his locker. You know what I mean?
Oh, he went through it.
He went through it, and to be one of the best players, it's enough to get people angry in a time where they played physical basketball. Now, I watch the referees, they call a foul when they want to call a foul for who they want to call a foul for.
Yeah.
The game is not the same for everybody, which is what the referees are there for. And it's a shame that when the coaches call out the referees, they're fine, but they do make enough money to pay the fines.
Yeah.
So do you think that some of the games are fixed? Because you hear that all the time.
Well, I will say this. I text the NBA in the middle of a game 2 years ago. And the second half of the game was refereed a whole lot different than the first half.
Oh, that's gangster.
And I had to back down because I love Adam Silver. But Mr. Stern, he has my heart. You know, I call Cal Ramsey Pop. All right, and Cal Ramsey was drafted by the Boston Celtics and blew out his knee and was unable to continue to play, but he remained a staunch member of the NBA in the front offices, and he's still with the Knicks at this point, and he's an elder.
Wow.
And he only goes to the Knicks games. He doesn't show up in the Garden for the high school games or the college games, and that's Cal. And what's funny is I took my father to an NBA game, right?
Which team?
I can't remember what the team was.
Not the Knicks.
But no, I went to a Knicks game. It was a few years ago. We were sitting up in the 200 section before they did the Garden over. And all of a sudden I hear this voice says, "You know this guy?" So I turn around and I say, Pop, let me introduce you. He says, "I'm not talking to you."
Wow.
My father folds his arms up and turns the other way. And I was like, wait, you guys know each other? Couldn't even speak no more. My dad had this big smile on his face. And I was like, wait, I could have been down all this time. So I never said it to him because that's dad, you know.
Yeah.
And what I noticed today is a lot of our children think there's a such thing as freedom of speech. And what most people don't understand is the construct in the Constitution for freedom of speech was only written so that people would not be killed when they brought forth the news. And this was done in a time where many, I'll use the word African American people, but the word I would like to use is Hebrew. I love to tell people truly how deep they are.
Feathers up.
I love to tell people how deep they are, but I still want to get home tonight. And but you know, like I said, everybody has a chance to be great, but you got to truly know who you are and who are you in the depth of yourself, in your spirit. And like meeting you, I love the way you carry yourself, D.
Appreciate it.
Money man, I love the way you carry yourself. You know, and it's like I can hang out with this guy because I made a decision. I'm only hanging out with quality people. I only want to be around quality people. If you're not a quality person, you're argumentative and disrespectful and perverted in your conversation, you've got to go. See ya.
Bye.
What was the Mike Singletary tirade? Don't need you, don't want you, can't win with you.
Lick your lips and move along.
He actually told the player to take my uniform off in the middle of a game. Go take a shower.
That's gangster.
And this kid ended up becoming one of the league's best tight ends. And the next year they got rid of Mike Singletary, and what was funny was they went straight to the championship. Why? Because they saw greatness the year before in their chief and their leader, which was Mike Singletary, and they brought in one of the Harbaugh brothers and went and won a championship. So sometimes you got to be touched by greatness to know what greatness really is.
I hear that all the time.
You know, you gotta. It's gotta seep down in you, deep down in you. It's like you said about my crates earlier, my music. Yeah, you said my crates are not just deep; they're ocean deep. I go phantoms.
So let our audience know about your musical background now.
Yeah.
Ooh, the Full House.
What did you do back?
The Full House crew.
Back in the day.
Full House.
When it was free.
Who you were down with?
If you hear any noise, it's just me and the boys getting that. We're gonna be
old
the band.
school.
You know? That's how we got down. We used to rock stuff like you remember when you was a kid, right? You wake up in the morning, want to stay in bed. You try to get up, roll over instead. You're just laying there thinking about staying at home. But you know that your mother won't leave you alone. You see, each and every day, it is the same. She's pounding at the door, yelling out your name. Pounding with a fist. Kicking with her feet. Turn on your radio. You hear the serious beat. You see, it's serious, notorious. Yet it's so mysterious. You wonder what it is because it's making you delirious. Wonder what it is because it sounds brand new. You notice I haven't cursed in my verse yet? Because it could not be played on the radio with any what my man, the original funk Dr. Spock would like to call it, is prolific metaphors. You see, that's what curse words really are. They're just prolific metaphors, because a real curse is somebody praying evil on you. Which that's a real curse. It's that F word and that stuff that come out your hind part, you know, that the for the for
It's obscene language.
Yeah, no, it's just it's a prolific metaphor. You know, it was like I watched Chris Rock one night in Al Sharpton's face, and he kept saying, have you, that's just a word, have you, and he was doing this to Al Sharpton's face, and if he knew if I was in the room, boy, I'd have grabbed him by his little neck. I sat next to Chris Rock in Madison Square Garden with his wife before he sat on the floor. He used to sit up in the 200 section, all right, with the boys, all right. And he would be so nervous. Somebody was, please don't say nothing to my wife. Please don't talk to my wife. He'd be sitting there. You could see the look on his face, man. Chris Rock was a mess, man.
Yeah.
And
he still is.
Man, leave him alone. Okay. Leave him alone. And no, that's what we be saying. We be sitting in the seat. Leave him alone.
Who else be there? Who was Spike Lee? Who was all those big Nick fans?
Jamie Foxx.
Oh, he be
dude,
there too.
Jamie Foxx used to walk around with this big brown fur hat on, and he would walk around like he was, what was the girl he played? Shanae, whatever her name. He would walk around like a bodybuilder, and they'd be like, dude, you weigh 160 pounds. You ain't got all that muscle, brother. I hear you, your arms and shoulders are way out there, but where the muscle at, man?
He knew he was gonna be big. That's why.
Oh, he knew it, man.
He knew he was gonna be big.
But you know what's funny? I saw him on TV recently, and he said, man, I can't believe it. Now we talking as young men here. We've lived a bit. He said, man, I had Denzel Washington in my house, and I was wondering what I was going to do different. We gonna have a party for Denzel coming to my house. We gotta do something. So he's got this. He got this guy cleaning his yard. He got the Mexicans cleaning his yard, right? So he went outside and he says, hey, man, you don't know anybody that does like mariachi or something, right? Not Chris Rock. This is a true story. I saw Jamie Foxx on TV one night talking about this on a late night TV show, and he said the guy said la 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 la, and he just went in on him. He went in on, and Jamie Foxx, he said mouth dry. He said don't worry. I bring the band, right? So he's got everybody in there, and Jamie goes on telling the story, and he says the guy, everybody in the mariachi band is lined up along the stairs, and he's like, this is shocked. There's 50 of them. I thought this was just a little Denzel and a few people, he said. And the guy comes downstairs and starts throwing mariachi like he's with Tito Puente and Celia Cruz. He said the voice went straight up to Julio Iglesias. And blew his mind. I can't hit those notes, so I'm not going to try it tonight.
Wow.
I'm not going to embarrass myself, but that boy sounded so good. And he said he couldn't stop smiling because Denzel was in his house and he had a mariachi band. Nobody's done this for Denzel. He's I'm the winner.
Yeah, they love Denzel, man.
I'm surprised he's not an actor. This guy got character.
He could be.
He need a shot in some kind of movie. Give him a play. Give him a shot. He got characters.
We gotta get him in.
Yeah, we gotta get him.
We gotta holler at the Illuminati. Get him in.
Yeah. You gotta do something. You know how it works.
That's all right.
That's all right.
Do what we gotta do.
Yeah. So you used to DJ back then, right?
Oh man, yes.
Back then, like,
how was that experience?
What time are we talking about? What era?
We talking about from I started learning how to DJ, and Flash and the Furious 5, they were jamming outside, battling in the park at night
Bronx,
in the dark,
Brooklyn,
everywhere,
Manhattan.
everywhere. Whether it was the Fantasia, whether they were in the Bronx, Melody and Money used to bring out the heavy hitting equipment. Man, these guys used to come out with like 20 servo in Vegas, man. These guys had power. I mean, they had so much power that their speakers looked like a mountain. We would be in Montebello Park, and you know how they have those little houses in the park?
What Montebello Park is?
Montebello Park is in Springfield, on Springfield, Queens.
In Queens.
Okay.
And it's on Springfield Boulevard, and it's right down the block from the school where Anthony Mason went. He played for the Knicks. Very dear friend of mine. Miss him very much.
Yeah, he passed a couple of years ago, right?
Yes. And what was funny was we played a lot of ball together growing up. And but the music, I started DJing because my next door neighbors, Mike and Mark, they were DJing. And I was like, yo, these my brothers, man. I got to play with them. So they were like, but you don't know how to mix. So the first thing I was given to mix was Frisco Disco. And Frisco Disco is 4 beats. Boom, 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 boom. That's the break. That's it. So if you couldn't boom, 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 boom. If you couldn't bump it back and forth, boom, 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 scratch, 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 boom, 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 scratch, 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 boom, 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 zoom, boom, 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 zoom, scratch, boom, boom, boom. If you couldn't mix it back and forth like that, you wasn't getting on nobody's turntables, Jack. And my first pair of turntables were a pair of Sansuis with a Newmark mixer. And when them boys heard me mix, they stopped mixing. They stopped. And I joined the Full House crew. And it was reluctant because these were my boys from 130th Avenue. And we all played football together, my cousin and them. And this is Dennis, who was Cru Dee, and Lawrence, who was the law ski, and my man who's in Japan right now, the Grandmaster J. Romeo.
Okay.
And He tells me he's got 3 clubs over there. He's jamming to 10,000 people, man. It's
Look at that.
ridiculous, bro.
Man.
He said his passport's ready. I can't wait to go.
You need to get out there, man.
Oh, I'm on my way.
I
But I
Take
listen.
me with you.
It's like
I
I
want
said,
to come too.
your act when you get up. It's one thing when you practicing at home, but it's another thing when you get up in front of crowd.
Oh,
I hear that.
You know,
totally different.
and your routine has to be trump tight. It has to be polished, so that even if you get up in front of a crowd, they're not really there. What you hear is the music.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what you want. You know,
Right,
it's like I talk about the music, I talk about the basketball. I play basketball, and after the ball went up in the air, and I got the ball in my hands twice, the crowd disappeared. The only thing I saw was the defenders in the rim.
I hear that. Everything shut down.
Dude,
Yeah.
I dropped 30 on you in a heartbeat for the fun of it.
Well, you shooting then? You shooting or you
with,
taking
with
it
no
to the board?
3-point line.
Nah.
No 3-point. Don't need it.
Wow.
They used to ask me, well, all right, where's your range at? And the guys that I went to high school with would look and say, don't ask him that. Because he'll tell you his range is before he walks in the gym if you know he's coming. And if you know he's coming when he walks in the gym, he can shoot from anywhere. So watch out. I was playing in the game one day, and I went from left to right. And when I went back right, I looked down at the guy's shoe, and as I looked at his shoe, I took the ball up off the floor and took a shot with my right hand over his left shoulder and never looked at the rim. Right? And turned around and went back down court. Never looked at the rim, never looked back at the backboard. He didn't understand that. Boy, I put the ball on the floor. I looked up at the rim. The rim don't move. Well, I gotta look at it again for it. Stay in there, man. It's not nobody moving that.
Were you playing forward?
Yeah,
Guard?
no, I played the point.
Point guard.
And I shook somebody so bad that I don't even know if they were still standing up when I went down court, but the guy ran up to me and said, yo, do me a favor. I said, what's that? He said, please look at the rim next time you shoot. And I had to laugh. I was laughing so hard that the coach took me out. He said, what you laughing at? I said, you didn't hear what he said?
You know what I dislike is you know how the men get all the shine in the sports and the NBA, but what about the women?
Oh, dude, I'm a big Cynthia Cooper fan, bro.
It's growing. It's growing.
I'm
growing.
getting
It's growing.
And,
Yeah.
yo,
Okay.
It's growing. The
Not-
shorties are dunking.
not just her,
Really?
bro.
Yeah, they dunk it.
The
Okay.
oh man, their names right on the Obumake sisters. You know, I'm a Lisa Leslie fan. I like
Okay,
Lisa
I remember
Leslie.
her.
Tina Charles, that's my girl. TT, that's my TT. That's my girl. She played at Christ the King.
Okay.
All right, Sue Bird. You know, so we got some real wins, and they can ball,
They
bro.
can ball.
They
I see.
can
And
ball.
they fast too.
I used to love to stay at the
My,
game.
my nephew played the Chrysler King. He played in Europe right now. His name is Jafet McNeil. Yeah.
Wait, your nephew's Jafet?
Yeah.
Do me a favor, give him a call and tell him CK said what's up. Wow. Because when Jafet cut his dreads off, I was angry.
Oh shit.
All right?
Small world.
Yeah.
I was angry. All right? And he was looking at me like, what you angry for? And I was like, dude, you got to kill people with this game, baby. You lay them out and embarrass them.
He born with a ball.
Embarrass
So
them every
how's
chance
he
you
doing
get.
over there? He's
Doing good. He doing good.
It's
He's on
beautiful.
Facebook.
Yeah, all
Jafet
right.
doing his thing.
okay.
All right. That's good news for me, man.
Yeah,
That's one of my...
even know that.
That's-
See how
that's one of-
small
Small
this
world,
world?
man.
I'm proud of him, man. Him and Speedy Claxton, and you know, I was a little upset with what Omar and what the heck is his name? Boy used to play for St. John's. Used to put a Band-Aid on his face.
Oh, I forgot.
All right,
I forgot.
got busted with a Suburban, $60,000 Suburban while he was going to college, and he had the nerve. He had the nerve to be driving it on Union Turnpike. And if you understand anything about Queens, when you come off the Grand Central and you go east on Union Turnpike, you're going past judges' houses. All right, you got people that live over in Jamaica Estates that make paper. They have prolific careers. You know, they have careers. That's the difference between a job and a career. A job leave you just off broke. Wow. A career get you paid. So when you talk about me, I'm starting this DJ and stuff again.
Okay.
And I'm
okay.
polishing up my game. I'm trying to put that polish cream on it like you got on you, boy. This boy had the nerve to ask me to teach him how to mix, and I was like, he got on the turntables and started mixing like he was already on the radio. And I leaned back and I said, okay.
Lean back.
Lean back. That's right. Lean
And that's just
back.
1 month training.
I hear that.
So give me the end of the year. I'll be there.
Dude, I was really, really proud of him when he left, man, because I was showing him some things that he was like. I had the turntable.
I was amazed.
I had the turntable spinning backwards. I was using the beat button to scratch with. You know, he was like. Then I was turning the echo chamber on the stop. Yeah, we do some things, man.
So what's your take on the new technology with the DJ equipment? Because now times have changed.
Yep.
Do you see these kids?
Yeah.
Do you see these kids? I
DJ.
wish we had this stuff when I was a child. I would have embarrassed you.
Wow.
We got Gio in the building.
Gio's in the
What's up?
CK, what's good, G?
Good to see you.
Gio chasing them big girls, you know.
We done did luck.
The old lady.
She had him in the emergency room last night.
Wait, they had to give him a shot of Viagra?
Oh, man, they had to
give him a shot of Viagra just to get him moving again? Just to get him moving?
Yo, you funny.
They sure they had you in the cast?
Nah, I was busy.
Mike. Yep. Oh, sponge him up.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
But you know, Gio.
That's crazy.
Gio like girls think 450 or better.
He likes to wave his hands in the air too, right? Wave his
Like he
hands
just
in the
don't
air like
care.
you just don't holding them ankles. Wave your hands in the air.
That's a workout, man.
What? That's one of my favorite positions, man. Grab a girl by the ankles and just start dancing.
Wow.
Oh,
I'm too old for that.
she be like, I can't believe you doing this to me.
So is it? I read the other day they say women want sex more than men.
They just hide it better.
That's a fact. What you think?
I think that's
Is it
true.
Yeah.
You think that's true?
You notice when you meet a woman for the first time, they act like if the pussy is off limit.
Right.
And then when you get to know them, they telling you that you're not doing it enough.
Facts.
Yo,
Interesting.
the ones I love are the ones that start telling you how to do it. A little to the left, to the left, over. Wait, move up. Yo, that's the ones I be like, whoa. You know I know how to do this, right? They be like, yeah. Who told you to talk?
Is that a good thing or a bad thing when they tell you that?
That's a good thing.
Yeah,
Good thing. That's a good thing. Sometimes you need somebody to teach you how to love a little better.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
We get together, we talk about as men, we talk about our prowesses and stuff. Like we all bad men. I had one guy in the locker room, in the sanitation locker room, talking such stuff, man. We had to hand him another drink. Boy. he got carried away.
You gotta get
with
him
it.
open. Give him the key. Open that
Dude,
nigga up.
hey, 2 weeks later, his wife said, "See you later." So I don't think he was really working like he said he could. You know? You got to keep the house. You got to keep the house, bro. What's that song say? Cheaper to keep it?
Oh,
It's cheaper to keep it?
That's the motto.
Because
That's the
once you say I do,
it's over.
Yeah, man.
Done.
yes, you did. You just handed the
That's
keys to your hot
suicide.
rod. You better buy another car, and it better not be a hoopty.
All right.
Because when she drives, anything she walk out the house and get in, it got to be sparkling. You know how they are today. They ain't even playing, Jack.
Or don't put yourself in a position to give a choice to say yes or no. You feel me? I don't do the marriage thing, so.
Wow.
10 years later, 4 kids, and it house full, everybody coming over,
And a
all the
big belly.
cousins, all the cousins coming over to eat. Aunties coming, and when he fries chicken, everybody shows up.
And Gio Fade's gonna start from here.
Fade,
For real, man.
push back.
That's the worst.
Geo
man.
Wave's gonna be back. He's still gonna have the wave
Don't
brush.
jinx it.
Just on the back. Just listen, just trim it up a
Don't
little
cut the top.
bit.
Yeah, don't cut the top.
A little bit. Don't take on too much.
Wow. So Gio, you good? What's up, baby?
Yeah, I'm just tired and stressed a little. You feel me?
Stress. What got you stressed, man?
I can't even tell you. I mean, There's a lot.
Give him a
Like,
couple
going
shots of wheatgrass. He be all right.
on. For real, I need some wheatgrass.
We got some wine over there after the show.
Oh yeah.
boy.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Sounds like my
That's-
type
he
party
like wine.
again.
Exactly.
From you, courtesy of
Exactly.
you.
You got it, B.
Nice, man. Crew. Yo, we getting a new logo soon. Yeah. So we're gonna be looking poppin'.
Okay, it's nice.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Yeah, we got to get rid of that Section 8 logo we got.
Yeah, man. I made that
gotta
just
start from
'cause-
somewhere.
Yeah, for real.
Right. So
you guys-
you working with an artist then?
Well, kind of. It's somebody I met through my cousins.
Cool.
So yeah, some dude from Canada.
Beautiful.
Yeah, we getting it for free too.
It's like
ain't
for
bad.
Free is for me.
He's free. I'm $2.
Uh-oh.
$2.
I like the $5 one. I'm sorry.
You went up 3.
Yeah.
$2.
Because then I can say it wasn't me. Yeah.
Yeah, man. So what's going on in the world, Gio, that you been here lately? I've been out the loop, man. I've been working,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, I feel like, oh shit, what's been going on?
I heard they Instagram and Facebook
Oh
is
yeah,
banning Louis Farrakhan.
I heard that, and I heard Facebook is getting rid of likes and views and stuff like that. So you know, because you know how the world is right now.
But who you really view that you like? That's my question.
Wow.
I feel like
When you throw a heart at them, you know, you're just saying hello.
yeah. But that's the thing though, because like everybody, you know, mainly people in my generation, they going through these like depression stages where people they feel like they're not in the in crowd because they don't get a certain amount of likes or whatever, or a certain amount of views. You know how people
That's
really
crazy.
care about shit like that.
We only thought like that when we wasn't getting no loving. You getting some? Son, if you ain't getting none, you in trouble, right?
That's how they feel.
That's how I
they
grew
feel.
up.
Actually,
Yeah.
I spoke to a young person recently, and he
Mhm.
told me that they don't fuck with Facebook no more. They go to Instagram. They fuck Facebook. I was
Yeah.
like, what?
Yeah.
What? They
There's
don't-
an in crowd for Facebook. There's an in crowd for Instagram. There's an in crowd for Twitter. You know, it's something for everybody out there. But the only thing is that the love that you get, that's what people worry about the most.
yeah,
No,
but it's
man.
not real.
No,
Yeah, exactly. People don't understand that.
no,
people
man.
don't understand that.
The
at all.
the love that you get from positive people that
Right.
really have something substantial to say to you
Right.
in a time of need.
Right.
That's real, as they say in the hood, real talk.
Real talk. Real talk. Real
That's
talk.
Real talk, son.
That's what people in my generation need.
Oh, we talking about verbal communication or cell phone communication?
That's what
Because
satisfies them.
it's not
Yeah.
real.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
it's not.
do you notice when you text, you never really get across what you really want to say?
Yeah,
No.
man.
Especially when you have something
Yeah.
serious you have to
Yeah,
say.
because people take it the wrong way
Yeah,
sometimes.
sometimes
All the time,
Sometimes
dude.
I
All the
text,
time.
All the time.
Sometimes I text something good. And
Yeah.
the person say, "Why you fucking me up?"
Yeah.
I didn't even do it in bold letters. I was trying to explain myself.
Man, I've done that, and I had to tell somebody to grow up. I said, yo, grow up, man. Grow up, man.
Man, I
And the
hate-
words I needed to use was, you need to be a little more mature.
Right,
I didn't
right.
need to say grow up, because that meant that person in their 30s, I was talking to them as if they were a child.
Yeah,
But I
yeah.
wasn't. I was saying you need to mature in particular areas. See, this is what
Yeah.
we don't talk about with people.
Yeah.
And the people that are as you say, I don't even know how to say the word. What word did he use about not feeling good about themselves?
Who's that?
He said they
Depressed.
Depressed.
Yeah, see, I don't
Okay,
even know how to
okay.
use the word. Man. I don't get it. You know,
I
I don't get it.
I
neither.
listened to a song by a guy called Curtis Mayfield,
Wow,
and he said,
that's big.
let your high be a natural high.
Mm-hmm.
All right. If you have a natural high, when you wake up in the morning, you should feel good about who you are and the
Right.
fact that you're seeing a new day, and you're going to make it go the way you want. You're going to make a great day. And that's something that Eric Barnett over at Campus Magnet has been texting me lately. I got to shout out. I got to
Like
shout
the
out
real
my
Eric
man.
Burnett.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a coach at Campus Magnet, and that's one of my brothers, man.
Dope.
And he's tight, bro.
Dope.
And we're trying to get him to tighten up his program over there.
Yeah.
I'm trying to hook him up with a not-for-profit organization so that people can donate stuff and it can reach his high school without having to go through PSAL and it being distributed to other schools.
What's PSL?
PSAL is the Public School Athletic League. You know, and when you donate something to a school, it doesn't go straight to the school. It gets sent to whatever school the office deems it to
Right.
be sent to.
Oh, okay.
All right, they
Wow.
do that. They do that in church sometimes, where you got the baddest basketball team in town, and they say, "Boy, we just got $10,000 check, but we ain't gonna use that for them girls basketball. We gonna start us up a baseball league." And
Wow.
you like, yo, wait, we got money?
That's like cheating, because if somebody donates certain money for a particular thing, it's supposed to go to that thing. You can't just take it and divert it.
All right, so we're all sitting here, and we're all of an education, and if I'm running the show, and the money come to my office, and you didn't know this money was coming, but it showed up, and it showed up for you, and I decide I'm gonna use this money for some other function, how would you even know you got money? Unless the person that sent the money told you.
I see you shining. I'm like, where you get that money?
But brother already shining. He running the church, bro. He running it. He running it. Give me some love, right?
Yeah,
give me some love.
baby. What's going
You know, I
on?
hear the garbage man say that all the time.
Oh, yeah,
Give me some love, baby. And you know, you got to be like Marvin Gaye. You got to give it up, man. You got to give it up. Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, watching people be unsure of themselves is a better way to say that they're not in a good mood about where they are in life. You know, and to be better and to do better, you got to pound the pavement.
Right.
You really got to pound the pavement. You got to push. You got to read. You got to study. Whatever it is you want to be. I heard a man say once, if you study one thing for an hour or two a day, and I'm going to tell you what this one thing is. If you study to be a brain surgeon for an hour a day, an hour or two every day for 10 years, you could become a brain surgeon.
That's a fact.
But you got to study it. So the question is, what are you spending your time doing? You spend your time checking out what everybody's saying about you, or you giving them something to say about you?
Right.
That's interesting.
Because see, you want people to see your greatness. Now, if you're a pain in the butt, ain't nobody gonna want to look at you.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
If you raunchy, you don't wash, you come to smell like funky butt. You need monkey butt powder, you know, and they sell it in the store. There's a monkey butt powder for men and for women.
Oh,
they got a pink bottle of monkey butt. All right.
Well,
Because there's some young ladies that might pull down their pants. And you might say, "Yo, whoa, please put them back on, baby, please,
Really?
baby, please."
Hold up, this is 2019.
Baby,
and
please.
They still got the funky booty?
Baby,
Yeah, I always
please.
tell people cleanliness is close to godliness, man.
yeah, he always said
I
that.
always say
program.
I'm kind of sick too. You feel me?
Can you hear Smokey Robinson singing?
He don't even know who's smoking.
I can smell you. Ooh,
I have to tell you the miracles.
If I could smell.
But for real though, Jill,
Yes, sir.
one of the reasons why depression is so rampage in our society right now, because people don't really focus on themselves.
Yeah.
They looking for love from the outside. They don't get the love from the inside. Love come from the inside, because they have people saying that you want to chase love and you're chasing wealth and all kind of stuff, but these are another thing that is in front of you that you're running down. This is the thing that is inside of you, and you have to reach inside of you.
Your talents.
You gotta put down the phone sometime and
Say that again.
Put down the phone sometimes.
Women. Oops, my
When
bad.
you do that, right, you get a chance to be with yourself. You know, some people don't like to be with themselves because when they see themselves, they don't like that.
Scary, man.
I
It's a
love
scary
that.
movie. It's a
love
scary
that.
movie.
You have to learn to do that. When you do that
Wow, man.
for hour, if you do that for an hour a day, and you give
Or
yourself that chance, about an hour,
Yeah.
start
Or start with an
beginning.
hour.
You know, you'll learn a lot from who you are, because we don't get a chance to. We get bombarded every day. Some of us work 7-8 hours a day. We don't
Or
get a
more.
chance to be
How
by
about
ourselves.
14 hours out the
Wow,
house?
that's like
Oh.
pushing it. You know,
Getting up
push
4
your
in the
teeth.
morning,
You're
not
pushing your
getting
teeth.
home till 7 o'clock
right.
at night.
Yeah.
So you really don't
Yeah.
get a chance. And when you think that sleep is gonna give you that, but it's not. Sleep is a different thing. What you need is to be by yourself. Take you some time to be by yourself. You don't need to go to jail to learn this.
Oh, because you ain't having no get on, come home party for me, Jack. You just think you can't call. You go to jail. Don't call me.
Exactly. Speaking of jail, my boy, mom's just passed. His name is Poppy, and I'm giving a big shout out to Poppy. He doing life,
Wow. Sorry to hear that.
we've been on Brooklyn. It's rough, so
Wow.
I got my boys doing the time, So big respect to Poppy, and your mom and your loss. You know what I'm saying? You gotta hold it down, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Life.
Keep the head right.
Yeah,
I can't imagine hearing them words.
yeah, he doing it. And he started right out of high school doing that bit, So it's rough. It's rough.
So what do you guys encourage, these people that's going through hard times and they don't have anyone to talk to and enlighten them on certain things.
All right. Let's start with this. Don't be scared to talk to somebody you know is smarter than you are.
Right.
And listen to them.
Right.
I mean, hear what they have to say. Now, you got 2 ears and 1 mouth. You always hear more than you can speak. You speak as loud as you want. You're going to hear what's going on around you. You can't tell me, like we sat here just now, and we were all talking at one time, and we all understood each other.
Yes,
so you cannot tell me that if you start talking, I'm not going to understand you while I'm talking. Me and my mom do it all the time. We have conversations with each other. That's an ongoing conversation. It's not the words. When people say, you need to stop talking so I could talk, that means that they can't hold their thought until you finish speaking and listen to you. Right. Listen means you feel the words, you gain an understanding of what they mean. And let's say you decide to sit down and read something. Why aren't you reading with a dictionary? This we speak a language that's made up of words that have 2 or 3 meanings. That means this language is made specifically for a double talker. Now, people can out-talk you, which all they means when they lie, all they're doing is changing the light on the situation when they lie. Because liars are worshiping evil. If people don't get it, a liar try to steal your soul. Right. Catch what Ray Charles' mother say? Catch a thief, scratch a thief, catch a lie. Scratch a lie, catch a thief. So you need to read with a dictionary in your hand. Why? Because no matter what you read, there's going to be some words along the way that you might not understand the proper meaning of. And because you have that dictionary in your hand, when you open up and read it and you see that word has 2 or 3 different meanings, and then it comes from Latin. It comes from they never write down Spanish. Yeah,
that's
let's get it right.
We was talking about
Latin.
That. Dudes calling themselves Latino.
They never say Spanish in the dictionary. Right. All right, it's Latin.
They speak Spanish.
All right, it might be a Greek Orthodox,
ancient Roman language.
Yes, but
Latin.
But then you see, you talking about ancient Rome again, and people forget Rome was over Israel when Christ was killed. And it's been over 2,000 years now. So when the slavery started, it over the last 300 years here, it had gotten to its worst because the people that were coming here were coming to a land where there was no one overseeing them. See, they're used to overseers. This was a land where there was no crime going on. Nobody was killing each other. There was 5,000 people on this continent before a boat hit the land, and they looked at these people and they got off the boat and they were like, yo, these guys must be sick. Look at them. They don't even have any skin.
That's interesting.
Wow. You know, so they got them off the boat and they were smelling bad because you can't tell me you on a boat 6 months, 8 months, 10 months, and you ain't funky monkey butt.
Right.
You know, you can't tell me that. You're funky monkey. You can't. You can't tell me you ain't funky. You ain't had no deodorant.
They didn't have that back then.
Right. But besides that, I think it has to start with the parents. Parenting. Definitely. Out of everything. And that's what's lacking with in the household, both parents. And you got grandmothers that's 30-something years old. Ooh.
I know me G-Ma.
And they twerking and they, I guess living their best life. Yeah. But they forget they got children at home and grandkids and they worried about looking good.
Babies is raising babies.
Yeah,
exactly. But this is what I talk about when I said you have to be willing to sit down and listen to people that are smarter than you. When the grandparents and I'll say my grandparents and I got to spend time with my great grandmother and my grandmother, my great grandmother taught me to cook. I was 19. Right. I cooked a meal for my father and he told me I didn't cook this. He said I ate this before. I said, I ate this before. He said, yeah, it's been a long time ago I ate this. I said, wait, you forgot Mom can't cook? I said, that's Granny cooking. Granny taught me how to. He was like, whoa, Granny cooking. Man, Granny put a pot on and it's on at 2 o'clock. Food ain't ready to 6 o'clock, and the house done changed. That the smell of the house changed textures 3 times. You were hungry the second time the smell changed in the house because the food was that great, and it was all about sitting down and eating together. You got to break bread together. The family's not spending time together. You talk about being on the phone and you go outside and you deal with people that are not of your family, and you bring home their ideologies, and your family looking at you like you crazy because that ain't what you left the house, man. You do me a favor, go out the door and come back in as my child.
That's good.
You know, and sometimes that needs to be said. I actually I got caught up flipping the channels one night and listened to Creflo Dollar say that about his daughter. You know, and
he had mad issues with her.
I had to laugh because, you know, what was going on with them I didn't know. But for him to say that on national TV, he said, I don't know, I know who you were when you left my house. But you coming back in here like that, that's not my child. You need to go out the door, ask for my child to come back, and then come back in my house. You know, so we talk about the most important thing I think we should be talking about is how do we keep families together.
That's tough.
No, it's not. It's real easy. Yeah. You know how easy it is? D, check this out. I'm in love with this woman, man. I tell you, I'm in love with this woman. Now check this out. I'm so in love with this woman, I don't care what's going on. I see it need to be done. I'm taking care of my baby. I'm taking care of my baby. You know what? One day I was in the house and my baby she said to me, it was middle of the night. She said, baby, you know something? I was laying with my face up to the ceiling. Next thing I know, she's sitting on top of me. And I looked up and said, okay. And she said, you know, baby, I don't care what's going on. I'm going to take care of you. And see, people grow old greatly together when they're so busy taking care of each other. They're not looking for each other's faults. They're not looking for each other's defects. They're not looking for each other's deformities. They're looking to take care of each other in their faults, in their defects, and in their deformities so that they can be whole. That's what being one is all about. It's about being whole.
Two people making each other whole.
It's the way it's said. You have to understand the smallness of the thought and the idea of being whole. Nobody does anything without the help of somebody else. You always hear, behind every great man there's a good woman. Well, behind Barack Obama was a great woman. Jack, real. She walked in the room and the whole room changed, Jack. So, you know, I mean, and he was so cool. He, you know, Mrs. Obama, I understand why that man is so cool. And see, I don't think our women understand what kind of power they got. Because if they knew what kind of power, listen, no, they don't know.
Well, most of them.
If they knew what kind of power they had, you'd have two jobs.
Some of them just abuse it.
Your food would be cooked. Your house would be clean. The kids would be in gravity with quietness and understanding that the laws of the power of attraction, the power of their internal love and their self-disciplines are turned on in a positive nature so that they know when they walk out the door, they represent their whole family. I'm not talking about the people they look at. I'm talking about all the people that came before you. We're all sitting here. I represent people that I've never met. Because some people in your family have died, sacrificed their lives in ways you would have never thought or imagined just so you could be here today.
Wow.
Now, how you representing them?
That's deep.
How you representing
That's deep.
You told the girl, I love you. You told her, I love you. So what? Love is an action word. What kind of love you giving? Huh? Baby, where my 40 at? Why you ain't bring me no beer? Why you ain't bring me no beer?
Where's my remote control?
Where my money?
It's lost.
We got to pay the cable bill. Man, you got to get. Boy, if I got to go out there and make money, she ain't gonna tell you she only making the money on the back.
Oh, and we gonna end there. We gonna end there, CK. We gonna have a part 2. We got 2 minutes left. We will have part 2 soon.
Exactly.
And we're gonna continue from there.
You gonna come again, right?
Yeah,
you gonna come back through?
I hope that anybody listening to this that wanted to be great at something will stop whatever negative things they're doing in their life and study that thing that they wanted to be great at. Because I went to high school with some dummies, man. They studied finance, man, for a couple years, and they got backyards the size of a football field. So the question is, what are you studying to be great at? And Are you studying it to be great at it, or are you just playing with it? Because when you play with your mind, that to me, that's mental masturbation. You playing with your mind, man. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your mind.
Wow.
You gotta step up and dig deep and be the best you can be on every front, not any front, every front. And guys, I'd like to thank you for having me here tonight.
Yes.
It's been
Thanks
long
for coming
overdue.
Yes,
Yeah, thanks
sir.
for coming out, man.
My man CK, we gonna do some things,
Yo.
brother.
All right, man.
Yo, you got to feel better. We're gonna strengthen you up.
Yes,
We're gonna hit
sir.
you with some amino acids.
Indeed. Want to take us out?
Oh yeah, man. Like, subscribe, comment. You can follow us on Instagram at GOND Podcast. We got to change the name because we got Cru here too.
Cool.
Yeah, man. And that's it, man. You guys got any plugs?
You got to tell them to brush their tongue. And,
Oh yeah, brush your tongue, floss, brush your teeth,
and don't forget to take a shower.
all the time.
And put some shea butter on it.
Exactly.
Monkey.
We out, folks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Peace.
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 Wow.